Today I will review the
Specht Sohne
SP0017. Before we start, I would like to give a special thanks to my friend Axel who lent me this watch to review. This is a homage of a classic watch, the Vacheron Constantin Royal Chronometre 2215. The first thing that catches my eye when I look at this watch is the case shape. It's a tonneau hexagon-shaped case that's made of stainless steel with a brushed finish on the top and the sides of the case. The octagon bezel, which holds a double AR-coated sapphire crystal in place, sits on top of the case and has a polished finishing. I like this contrast between brushed and polished, as it gives the case extra interest. The AR coating is quite acceptable for the price. The movement powering this watch is the automatic Seiko NH35A with its 21,600 beats per hour, 41 hours power reserve, and -20 to +40 seconds per day accuracy. We can see the movement under the stainless steel case back thanks to the mineral glass display. The crown is screw-in, unsigned, and is very well sized. This makes it easy to unscrew and operate. It's also slightly recessed, which I think goes very well with the classic design of this watch. This watch is rated for 50 meters of water resistance. This is one of the most beautiful dials I've ever seen on a watch. It has these attractive vertical lines with horizontal waves. There are multiple color choices for the dial. This brown variant works very well with the overall design philosophy of the watch. I think
Specht Sohne
missed a huge opportunity to offer a champagne dial variant. That would have been my personal favorite. There are double baton style applied indices at the 12 o'clock, full-sized single indices at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock positions, and half-sized indices everywhere else. The outside chapter ring is painted in white. Above the pinion, we have the
Specht Sohne
logo and automatic just below. Below the pinion, we have the 6 o'clock date window to balance things off. The hour and minute hands are baton style. The needle second hand is well sized, and unlike the minute hand, it reaches all the way to the external chapter ring for the most part. Let's move our attention to the bracelet. It's an all-solid stainless steel bracelet with H-shaped links. The brushed finishing is well done. Butterfly clasps are not my go-to usually, especially with the AliExpress brands, as they tend to be very clunky or sometimes unreliable. This clasp is very good. It deploys both sides after applying a reasonable amount of force to the side pushers. This is obviously an integrated bracelet watch, so butterfly clasps are usually the go-to. This bracelet is far from perfect. I personally don't like the polished finishing on the mid-links. I think it stands out too much for my liking. I prefer an all-brushed bracelet for this style of watch. A more major problem in my opinion is the lack of any articulation in the bracelet, which means this watch might not suit you very well if you prefer to wear it loose. Also, there are no half links, which is not ideal when dealing with butterfly clasps. This makes sizing options limited for this watch. One last gripe I have with this bracelet is the link edges. They are slightly sharp in some parts. Nothing that bothered me when wearing the watch, but I thought I'd let you know. The watch measures 38mm when measuring the case horizontally at the 3 and 9 o'clock positions without the crown. The lug-to-lug is 44mm and 48mm if we measure from the end links. The thickness is a nicely compact 11.2mm. The bracelet weight starts at 24.6 and goes all the way down to 15.8mm at the clasp. This is how it wears on my 6¼ inch or 15.9cm wrist. It wears smaller than what I'd expect a tonneau-shaped watch to wear. I really like its presence on my wrist. It's taking a good amount of space without catching too much attention. The 11.2mm thickness plays a huge role in it looking this good on my small wrist. But the lack of articulation of the bracelet pushes up the watch at the 12 o'clock position. It's difficult to show it on camera, but the watch is not sitting equally flush on my wrist. One slight issue I have with this watch case is that the bezel is not dead center on top of the case. It's very difficult to show on camera or even measure, but there is a very small misalignment that is not easy to notice. The easiest way I could tell is the very small space in the bottom of the case that doesn't exist at the top. I think the bezel is slightly rotated to the right. I hope it's a quality control issue and not a problem with all
Specht Sohne
SP0017 watches. If you have one and can see the same misalignment, please let us know by leaving a comment. So what does this
Specht Sohne
SP0017 have to offer? A nicely finished stainless steel case and bracelet, the automatic Seiko NH35 movement with a 6 o'clock date window, an amazing looking dial, a very well sized crown and a decent bracelet with good butterfly clasp. Unfortunately, it does lack a little bit in terms of wearability options due to the lack of articulation of the bracelet. The polished mid-links don't do it for me personally with this bracelet, but it's a personal gripe. Last but not least, the quality control issue when it comes to the bezel alignment can be annoying. Although it's very difficult to notice, I just hope it's a one-time QC issue. Overall, this is a nice looking classic watch from
Specht Sohne,
which gives access to a very unique design without paying thousands of dollars. This watch costs around 100 USD on AliExpress, and as always, I'll leave some links for price suggestions in the video description. If you liked this video or found it helpful, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. If you're not sure what to watch next, may I suggest this Specht Sohne watch or a Seiko mode that I built recently? I think you will enjoy these as well. Thank you so much for watching.